Hello, my name's Alan Foom, and today I'm going to talk about networking for job seekers. It's about building relationships, helping other people who may also help you. So, marketing person told me about marketing channels. So this is the way that you get to meet and get to be able to pitch to the person who might hire you. There are advertised jobs and job boards. Well, everybody knows about those and everybody knows what's on them, which is why you get 500 applicants to every posted job, because there are very few barriers to posting on them. Now, this person has to sort through these 500 people, of whom only a small percentage would actually be qualified, and then deal with them in a formal way. Recruiters and agencies. They're more these days about finding the few than attracting the many. Again, building networks, building relationships, because they want candidates. LinkedIn and other social media that will enable you to meet new people. Though I would strongly advise against using Tinder in your job search. Not a good idea. Then are the people you know and their contacts, and they know you. Professional societies, conferences, again, getting yourself known, getting yourself out there, and business events, which are a little bit more general. So, according to statistics, 80% of job openings are not advertised, but are accessed through a network. Opportunities for conferences and events, professional bodies, through former colleagues, customers, suppliers and associates, people you already know, and they know what you can do for them. Social gatherings, clubs, societies, religious groups, and schools. So your children's friends, their parents, their relatives, etc., and the online world. Key thing here is you need to build relationships. Have something to offer. Have something that you can give to somebody rather than just going up to them and saying, here's a job, because there is very little less attractive than someone pushing themselves onto you like that. Yossa Hughes is not a role model. Have a clear message, get circulating, and be prepared for setbacks, because not everyone would want to interact with you necessarily. Things have changed, but you need to get out there. So one of my fellow coaches at Springboard, Andy Lowe, gave me these figures, which is about how people get jobs. At junior entry level, about 50-50. So 50% of jobs are advertised in a formal process and 50% are via network. And the higher up you go, the bigger the network and the smaller they're openly advertised. Generally, the openly advertised at the very high level tends to more be public sector where they have to. So at senior levels, 85% of jobs are through networks, 15% are advertised. So you need to get yourself a network, you need to get people around you. Recruitment process in a large organization. Why a network can be so important. Let's say the hiring manager wants to get an engineer, a petroleum engineer. They then go to the technical head of function, the banter about what the specification needs to be, that's agreed. Go to talk to an HR manager, again more discussions. Go to talk to finance to make sure that there's enough money to pay the salary of the engineer, in the headcount, again banter. If they're the branch office of a foreign company, they have to get to report to head office. Then once that's done, it's given to the HR recruitment coordinator, who then talks to recruiters, then find a candidate. So any conversations go via this very circuitous route. Now the hiring manager, if they have a potential bank of candidates that they know, can then act as an advocate and say, well, I've got, Tom, Dick and Harriet and Sudhir and Anita and Mohammed that could potentially do the job. I've got already 5 or 6 people that can potentially give me a solution, rather than having to go through this rigmarole. Contacts ladders. So this is a slightly more organized way of doing things, where at level 1 you have hiring managers, the people who make the decisions. Level 2 are professional peers who are insiders within a company, who you can talk to about what a company's really like, what the best ways of getting in there are, and how things are working out there. And also, if they know you and they know how capable you are, they might recommend you to the hiring manager. And then other work contacts within industry. So that's the professional side. Personal side, you've got contacts that come into different circles. The inner circle are close friends and relatives. These are people you see on a very regular basis, daily, weekly, people who are very close to you, people who are very important to you. But the thing with inner circle is they tend to know what you already know, if they are even in the same field. The middle circle are people you contact less regularly, but you still see on a fairly regular basis. They might know more that you don't know. But the outer circle, the dormant contacts, people used to be quite close, but they kind of drifted away. And then the passive comments, you have a connection, but very little contact. They're the ones that know more that you don't. So they're the people that if you are going to be networking, that you really need to bring into the middle circle and grow. Marketing funnels. Again, my marketing friend taught me a little bit about this and I've adapted it. So let's go. So at the base, you have potential employers. So these people who might hire you. Then you have potential employees who actually have potential vacancies. Then you have potential contacts within those employers so that you can try to be in as an insider. Initial meetings, so building a relationship with these people, maintaining the relationship, seeing where things are. You might have a chance to make a full pitch, and I suggest doing that very late in the process, only when they already know you, because there's nothing worse than having a pitch here, because that just puts a lot of people off. Then, perhaps negotiations, this is what I might be here for, this is what I can do for you. And then finally a deal. But you can see this narrows down, so there's an awful lot of this reconnaissance work to try to get somewhere even within the full pitch situation. So this is a marketing and sales funnel, but you're now in the marketing and sales business. So marketing yourself to network. Now, relationship dynamic has changed. These people are former colleagues or former clients or former suppliers. So you need something that they might well not have. And what they can be frightened of is that you're going to them saying, I've got this, give me, but I don't have anything to give you. So you need to have a set of flexible teammates or tell me about yourself, which I also have a video on. Deliver them the right way to be able to show what you can offer. And you need to tailor the message to be effective. One important tool to have is a business card. Now, business cards play a very important role in some cultures, particularly East Asian cultures, South Asian cultures, former Soviet Union, Latin America, which gives you an information about who you are. So have some business cards printed with your basic details, your name, what you do as a profession, your phone number, and your email. On the back, you can tell them about roughly what you do, so the services that you can offer. Gives you a description of you professionally. And it's a lot better to hand those to somebody than to give them a scrappy piece of paper. Now, 2 companies in the UK do it, Vistaprint and Moo. They charge between £20 and £50, depending on the quality of the paper and the quality of the engraving, things like that, for about 200 business cards. So you have something to give to somebody where they can remember you by, rather than a scrappy piece of paper. Barriers to networking. Talked about all the good things, but it's not easy. So the biggest barrier is the job beggar. And there's very few things that are less attractive than a job beggar. So have something to offer. Have something to give. The barrier is about how to get contacts. Maybe suggest a short meeting at lunchtime or a drink after work. How do you contact these people? These people are busy, they don't tend to look at LinkedIn. You could feel awkward about approaching folks because the dynamic in the relationship has changed. You want something that they may not be able to give, so there's a bit of shyness, a bit of fear of rejection, but I'm afraid you've got to get out there, and yes, there are people going to say no thanks, or something slightly less polite, but that's life. Something slightly more important is a fear of damaging a relationship, but you need to show them that if they don't have anything for you, that's okay. So the other one is not sure what to say, so you need to develop a pitch about what you can do for people. You need to overcome the fear and never demand anything that they cannot give and have something to offer. Dealing with no thanks. Now, in a networking situation, it's a bit harder than with job applications because you already have some sort of relationship with somebody. But, most people don't have readily available jobs to give, so that's fine. All you want to do is maintain a relationship, put you in the frame of the future. And they may have useful advice that you can give them or they can give you. Now, a colleague of mine called Jack Milner had this wonderful thing called Fishing for Coffee, where you ask somebody for a brief meeting to find out something. Ask for advice because everybody loves giving advice, but keeping yourself in the picture. And it's good to catch up with people and have something to give, ideas, opinions, and knowledge. I was coaching somebody who's finishing off a PhD, and what I suggested to him is to ring up various oil companies and say, I'll give you for free a half an hour, 1 hour lunchtime talk about my particular topic, and his topic is very interesting. If you're a geologist, obviously. So it's a situation where he can get his face out there and show what he can offer. And remember, these folks are busy. 20 to 30 minutes is the maximum possible. And you need to remember that you're not Yossa Hughes from Boys from the Black Stuff. Here's a job. Very bad idea. It's about showing what you can do to get yourself into the picture. So what does networking success look like? Both people have learned something. You've learned something from them, they've learned something from you. The contact can give you leads on new contacts which are of interest to you. So you ask, can you introduce me to another person? They say, yeah. If you've got a favourable impression of me, why not? And you're in the line of sight, front of mind of the contact. You're somebody who exists. You're a person. You're not somebody who's a name on an email. You're a human being. And later, possibly weeks or months later, if a vacancy arises, the contact thinks of you. That would be success. Because there are loads of people that are out there, but they think of you as somebody who might be there to solve their problem. Or the contact recommends you to somebody who has a vacancy. Again, not necessarily immediately, maybe later. Again, you're in a situation where you're front of mind and somebody who can solve somebody's problem. So, happy networking. Have tea with the bears. Get yourself out there. Have something to offer. Build relationships. Grow. Develop. Thank you very much.